Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. We have an unexpected top 25 showdown as number 22 Wake Forest takes on number 23 Florida State in at 4-0 and ranked for the first time since 2018. And guys, this game is huge for both programs. The winner stays ranked, the loser drops out. The winner stays in the Atlantic Division title race. The loser most likely drops out of it. Stakes have never been higher between the Demon Deacons and the Seminoles, and we are here to break down everything you need to know for this game and, of course, share our official prediction. So again, guys, welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. Please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and, of course, check out everything down in that description below, including our expert picks over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. Again, some of the best college football and NFL spread picks in the entire country, beating out over 80% of the national analysts each of the last 4 years. We have one of the lowest prices in the country for some of the best picks in the country. We can guarantee you that we will not only beat out those analysts again, but you will finish with money in your pocket. We will finish with a winning record, and you will win with us. So go sign up for those expert picks today, only on thegridironexpert.com. Link down in the description. Again, become a part of our growing GE Nation. So let's take a look, guys, at this game. Again, I think back in the preseason, if you had said Wake Forest, Florida State was going to be a top 25 matchup, you probably would have thought we were crazy. Because you could have said, yeah, I can see Wake Forest being ranked, but I don't know about Florida State. You got a bunch of tough games. You got the game against Louisville, got the game against LSU, game against Boston College. I don't know if they're going to be undefeated, and yet Mike Norvell's squad has turned a corner, and they are playing some phenomenal football. 4-0 for Florida State. It kind of feels like they're back, or at least they're getting there. Again, when you take a look at this series briefly, Wake Forest, guys, has won the last 2 games against Florida State, including a 35-14 victory just last year. But the Demon Deacons have not won in Tallahassee since 2008. So a little bit of a streak there the Demon Deacons are trying to end. And again, Wake Forest trying to hold on to a potential ACC Division Atlantic crown. They won it last year, but with that loss to Clemson last week, they've kind of put at a disadvantage. It cannot afford another loss. But you take a look at the offense, guys. Wake Forest, we know they're all about the pass, right? This is a team that averages 314 passing yards per game, led by one of the best quarterbacks in the country in Sam Hartman, who's already thrown for 962 yards, 13 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions, and last week against Clemson, threw for 337 yards and 6 touchdowns. I mean, this guy is ridiculous. And it was unfortunate for Wake Forest to have an unbelievable, legendary performance from Sam Hartman and still lose the game. But Hartman has a lot of talent surrounding him, guys. It really benefits this high-octane passing attack. You got a guy like A.T. Perry, 273 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's his top wide receiver. But 6 total players have at least 100 reception yards. And you got a guy in Jamal Banks who has over 200 reception yards, like A.T. Perry, but leads the team with 5 touchdowns. This team is loaded on all aspects when it comes to the passing game. The running game, though, is a bit of a non-factor. The Demon Deacons don't like to run the ball that much, and they only average 123.5 rushing yards per game. It's not going to play that big a role in this game. Didn't play that big a role last week against Clemson. And Wake Forest wants to win against the Seminoles. They're going to have to air it out. Take a look at Florida State. The offense really is finally clicking. I mean, Mike Norvell's got his guys in there. He's coached them up. And Jordan Travis is playing some exceptional football. I mean, he has been, for lack of better words, phenomenal for the Seminoles. 945 yards, 5 touchdowns, just 1 interception, taking great care of the football. And last week against Boston College, he turned in a heck of a performance for himself. 321 yards and a touchdown against an Eagles team that is really struggling in 2022. But you look at the Seminoles offense a little bit deeper. They are so balanced, more balanced than the Demon Deacons. 277 passing yards for Florida State to go along with 226.8 rushing yards. So, I mean, they can beat you through the air. They can beat you on the ground. Travis has dual threat ability, the ability to escape the pocket, to pick up first downs. They score some short touchdowns with his legs. And that's something that is so difficult for opposing defenses to account for. Not only that, you're accounting for Travis. We focus so much on him. You got to account for a guy like Trayshawn Ward as well, who leads the team in rushing with 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, this is a Seminoles team, guys, that can beat you, again, in all aspects. They can beat you through the air. They can beat you on the ground with their quarterback or their running back. They can go up-tempo. They can slow it down. Mike Norvell has got a great system offensively down in Tallahassee, and it's finally all coming into place in 2022. When you take a look at the defense, can Florida State exploit Wake Forest defense? Well, it's very possible because the Demon Deacons don't have the best defense in the world. They're allowing 30.3 points per game, and they're allowing 375.8 total yards per game. Last week against Clemson, guys, the Demon Deacons gave up 559 yards to the Tigers. And you go, okay, fine, that was just Clemson, cut them some slack. Well, the week before, Wake Forest only beat Liberty by 1 point and allowed 428 yards of offense to the Flames. So against pretty decent offenses, which Liberty and Clemson have been the best two they've seen. We're not going to really group Vanderbilt into that category. So in those two games, they're struggling. The defense is struggling against good offenses, and Florida State definitely has that. The one thing that Wake Forest has done well, though, is they have created takeaways and they have gotten sacks. They've got pressure on opposing quarterbacks. 10 sacks so far for the Demon Deacons, 8 turnovers forced by the Demon Deacons. They can do that, but the one thing they have to limit against Florida State on Saturday is the big play. They have to limit the big plays. Wake Forest has allowed 5 touchdowns of at least 30 yards. 5 touchdowns of 30 yards or more. That's a problem. You cannot allow those big, explosive chunk plays to Florida State. That is how you lose, especially on the road. So the Demon Deacons have to be able to slow down the offense, contain Jordan Travis, force him to win the game through the air, something that he is more than capable of doing, but win the games through the air through short and intermediate passes, long sustained drives, not big chunk plays. That's what Wake Forest has to really hone in on. For Florida State, their defense, guys, they've improved drastically. I mean, the team as a whole has really finally under Mike Norvell, but the defense is looking really, really good. Just 18.8 points per game, allowing just 310.5 total yards per game. And the number I'm looking at here, if you're playing Wake Forest, if you want to beat them, you got to stop the pass. You got to stop the pass. They're not going to beat you on the ground. And Florida State, so far, the secondary has been solid, only allowing 165.8 passing yards per game. It's a good number. It's a very good number. But Sam Hartman is the best quarterback they've faced so far. The best quarterback Florida State has faced prior to this game probably would be Malik Cunningham over at Louisville. And we're not going to account for his rushing yards because Hartman's definitely not going to beat you on the ground. But against Louisville, Florida State allowed 243 passing yards and a touchdown to Malik Cunningham. And again, the Seminoles winning that game 35-31. Like Wake Forest, Florida State has done a phenomenal job of creating pressure. They also have 10 sacks on the year. They have also forced 7 turnovers. Wake Forest's offensive line has not been phenomenal. They've allowed 10 sacks. So the Seminoles should be able to get a little bit more pressure on Sam Hartman, more so than I think Wake Forest will on Jordan Travis. Florida State's offensive line has improved significantly. Last few years we've kind of dogged them and said, hey, the offensive line is terrible. When are they going to fix it? They have fixed it. It looks like they've done a lot better this year. I don't expect Wake Forest to get much pressure on Travis. I expect Florida State to get more pressure on Sam Hartman in this game. A little bit more bigger, a little bit more physical up front. So what's going to happen, guys? Again, we mentioned at the beginning of this video, it's an unexpected ranked versus ranked matchup, right? Wake Forest being ranked isn't that big a shot. I think to see Florida State sitting at 4-0, finally turning a corner, not slipped up anywhere, ranked 23rd in the nation, seeming to be back, if you want to call it that, that's exciting, and that's kind of unexpected. So in this game, guys, in Tallahassee, a place where Wake Forest has not won since 2008, I'm picking the Seminoles. I'm all over Florida State in this game, and I'll tell you why. Back in the preseason, before we knew how good Florida State was really going to be, we picked the Seminoles to win this game anyways. I liked Florida State in this spot at home. You got a Wake Forest team coming off the Clemson hangover, and it's going to be a hangover. You lose a 6-point game in double overtime to the Tigers. That is heartbreaking, and you wonder what that does to a team. Well, now they have to come on the road to a rocking Florida State atmosphere, Florida State crowd. Again, for a Florida State program that, it's not like the fans are going to trickle in and support their 1-3 team and their 2-2 team. No, we are ranked and undefeated. And they have a chance to get a ranked win and stay in the division title hunt. That crowd is going to be rocking. It is going to be electric. I don't think Wake Forest is going to have the mentality and the mindset to come in here and win this game following that Clemson game. I also right now believe Florida State is the better team. I think they can hang with Wake Forest offensively and can generate the stops they need defensively. Give me Mike Norvell and the Seminoles to win this game on Saturday. And Florida State, after the last few years of just misery and disappointment, will improve to 5-0. They will match last year's win total. And the Seminoles, guys, are for real in 2022. So, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, of course. Check out everything down in the description below, including those expert picks over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. Do not miss out on those, guys. Some of the best picks in the country from one of the lowest prices in the country. Go over there, take advantage of them today, become a part of our GE Nation. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.